Welcome back to the podcast. Beloved, this is indeed your brother Big VJ checking in. Today's conversation, we're going to read an article. We're going to come out of the great state of Ohio. We're going to read an article from March. Ohio is a oil state, right? A lot of our people don't know that. Ohio is rich in oil, just like Louisiana is, just like Texas is, and just like Oklahoma is, right? In any event, we're gonna talk about a tragedy though. We're not gonna talk about business and connections and enterprises and stock markets. We're going to talk about an article that was produced by Local 12. This is on March 26th, and the headline reads, Toledo's teens, cause of death revealed, alleged killer shot, captured in Columbus, right? So, unfortunately, we're just going to have a conversation about a father killing his own daughter, right? And, we just want to say peace be upon the family that had to deal with this tragedy in Ohio and all across the hills of North America and the territory that we call the United States, because we know that this situation affected a lot of people. And, I'm not going to make any excuses for anybody. We're not going to do that. We're going to read an article. We're going to have a conversation. I just want to say this, beloved. Mental illness is real. It's real. And when you live underneath anxiety and stress and depression and trauma for an extended amount of time, it's going to show out in other ways. And unfortunately, beloved, if you're not careful, you can check out. Right? You can really check out mentally. And nobody is so far past that it can creep up on anybody. See, that mental space is something totally different. It can creep up on anybody. Right? So let's take a look and see what we got. Columbus, Ohio, WKRC, an Ohio teen's cause of death was revealed after she was found dead and burned out home on Monday. According to WTOL 11, 13-year-old Kei'Mani Latigue of Toledo, Ohio, was found dead in an abandoned home after going missing from a residence at around 12:30 a.m. last Tuesday. The station uploaded its report on YouTube today. So this report we just might put on the tail end of today's conversation, right? During the investigation into her disappearance, authorities located the body of the girl on the second floor of a burned out building in Toledo on Monday. This is the cause of death. The Lucas County Coroner's Office confirmed that Kei'Mani's cause of death was multiple deep cuts into her neck, with her death being ruled a homicide. When speaking to media at the scene of the suspect's arrest in Columbus, FOP Lodge Number 9 President Brian Steele called it, this is quote unquote, one of the most horrific cases he's ever heard of. Now let's talk about the suspect a little bit. Darnell Jones, who also goes by Darnell Ogletree, was named a suspect in Kei'Mani's murder, with a warrant revealed by WTOL alleging that Jones removed Kei'Mani from her home without the consent of a guardian. The documents obtained by WTOL also allege that Jones gave authorities, quote unquote, inconsistent statements about his activity with the victim, as well as their whereabouts. Jones was initially charged with abduction, but later was charged with her murder, the station reported. Around 10 a.m. on Tuesday, Columbus area news station WSYX reported that authorities had located Darnell Jones near the Victorian Village neighborhood after police received a tip. The outlet reported that Jones had been underneath police surveillance for 2 days, with Columbus Police Sergeant James Fuqua confirming that Jones had been shot by an officer during an incident. When speaking to WSYX's reporters, Jeff Good, a neighbor, said he heard the gunshots. Now, this is the pop, pop, pop fireworks. It's just the neighbor just saying what he heard. WSYX reported that Jones was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Authorities told the outlet that a gun was recovered at the scene, with a neighbor sharing an image of a weapon recovered by police. This is a 14-year-old, so she's a baby. She was murdered, she was raped, her hands were cut off, and her throat almost cut off. Steele told reporters WSYX, speaking candidly about Jones. Jeez, that's yeah, yep. Not just a murderer, a violent murderer, a sadistic murderer. You murder somebody, don't come to this town. Jones had been charged with the following according to WTOL: murder, felonious assault, third-degree felony abduction. Yeah, that's the end of the. Look, check this out. Let me say this. Listen, beloved. You know, there's other reports that is saying that this guy is her biological father, right? She was killed and she was raped. Her hands was cut off by her father, right? You know, nobody, beloved, is above mental illness. You understand it? It's a real thing. And even though many of us can make it look easy, going to work, buying homes, buying cars, going on vacation, we look like we just got it all together. As an original man, we can make it look easy, but it's not easy. The unfortunate reality is, see, the devil only have so many slots for us. Because, see, as a people, we don't take care of ourselves. You know, we allow the devil to take care of us. We don't grow our own food. You know, the devil have to feed us. We have to go to his grocery stores. We have to live in the homes that he built. We have to live off his systems, his monopolies that he put in place. We got to use his gas, his power, his water, right? So, you know, this man, he can't even provide enough jobs. We're talking about the so-called white man. He can't produce enough jobs for all of his own people. So there's definitely no way he's going to be able to supply jobs for all of us. That means that it's going to be a large portion of our people that come from our village that's going to take a hit. They're not going to be able to find their way. So that's going to go back to what I was talking about earlier. That's going to produce a level of anxiety, trauma. The environments that we come from is violent, and ultimately that's going to lead to depression, and you can check out. You can blank out, and you can hurt not only your daughter, you can hurt your daughter, you can hurt your son, your niece and nephew. You can click out and hurt your parents. You can click out and hurt your brother and sister. Anybody, you're a ticking time bomb. Anybody that's around you, you can hurt them. So, in my estimate, beloved, I always say this. See, on this platform, our religion is the institution of marriage. We believe that our first line of defense against devil supremacy is putting the man and the woman back together in the same household. Man, woman, and children in the same household. That's the only way we're going to combat this. Now, when you in pocket with a spouse, if she needs a break, you can relieve her If you need a break, she can relieve you. But you guys, you checking on each other constantly. Um, when you're not in pocket with each other, nobody's there to check on you. Nobody can see. Nobody can see what's going on with you, right? Okay, so beloved, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to make a small pivot, right? There's a brother on YouTube, and he has his own channel. The name of his channel is called Big Ward the Genius, right? And I get, beloved, I want you guys to do me the biggest favor. I want you to go to the Big Ward Genius channel. I want you to like and subscribe, man. It's a good brother there. Now, when you get there, that's my partner. That's my partner in Ali, right? That's my player partner. Like anytime I'm moving around, I'm in the city. Anytime I'm moving around, I'm at this spot or that spot. I'm just moving around. Me and the wife. That's the partner I call him. Like, hey man, where you at? He at, man, I'm at such and such. I go over there. Or he can be somewhere. Him and his lady friend, he'll hit me up. Hey man, where you and your lady at, V? Hey man, we over here. We'll leave there and come over the way he at. This is my player party. We move around in the city like that. Nah. Okay. He has a partner. You know how you always have a partner, they got their own set of friends. So, Big Ward was a money guy. He's a blue collar guy now, but he was a money guy. You understand? He's a get money guy, and he had another partner that he got money with. Now I didn't hang out with Dude. Me and Dude ain't never do no business together. Me and Big Ward, we was in pocket with each other. And he got another partner he doing business with. All right. That guy has a daughter, and I want you guys to look up an article when you get a chance. Her name was Hawaii Robinson. This is an incident that happened down in Ali with Hawaii Robinson, and her father is doing 100 years because he was arrested for killing her. You see what I'm saying? He was arrested for killing her. When the coroner did his report, he said it looked like it was rape, and it was the young sister died a violent death. She was only 8 years old. She was a baby. You understand? And they gave her dad like 100 years, but at the end of it all, she was murdered and she was threw on top of a trash pile on an abandoned lot, right? I can remember when Big Ward called me. He was like, bro, I don't believe it. He just did not believe it. He just was in disbelief. He was like, no, V, no, I just know this dude. We come out the mud together. He just totally not like that. He's not like this. And I was like, Big, sometimes dudes can check out. Sometimes dudes can just, but to this very day, he don't believe it. He like, nah, man, I knew the dude from the mud. And all I can say to that is this, beloved, mental illness is real. Like, man, it's real, man. Just America is such a tricky place. America is such a tricky place. Like, it is a pay as you go. It's a pay as you go country. Now dig this, because this is what we're facing as original people in the hills of North America, in this territory that we call the United States. It's a reason why we say the hills of North America, because that's indicating that we are receiving the worst of. We're not receiving the best of. We're receiving the worst of education, the worst of foods, the worst of living conditions, we getting the worst of everything, right? When you put somebody already living in hell in a pay-as-you-go society, and they was on the plantation for 400 plus years, they were released off the plantation with nothing. Your bloodline is indicating that you should have something. Your whole soul is indicating that you should have something. You don't have anything though. You don't have anything. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so you're starting from scratch, while other ethnicities are starting off on this monopoly board with a head start because somebody in their line left them something. So you coming into this game, you born in the 70s, you born in the 80s and 90s, you don't come into the game with a house. You don't come into the game with granddaddy's house. You don't come into the game with your daddy's house. You don't come into the game with your great grandfather's house. You come with nothing. All other ethnicities is coming into the game as property owners. They got great granddaddy house, great granddaddy, granddad. They just passing it down the line. No, not you. So you're in the inner city. They throw so much of these images on you. And listen, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying it's hard. It's hard. We can make it look easy, beloved, but it's not easy. It's just not easy. So it's very easy for our brothers to click out. So in the institution of marriage, that's our first line of defense. We can see when we are breaking and we are at our breaking point, and we can get help for one another. But it's going to be difficult for a single man to do this. You understand what I'm saying? So, beloved, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Again, we want to say, peace and blessings to the family that's involved and everybody that's surrounding the situation. We're going to send our condolences to the family of Kei'Mani. We want to send our condolences to the Hawaii Robinson family. You would never be able to get over that. That's trauma. That's trauma. That's going to affect aunties. These children have aunties and uncles. Some have siblings, grandparents. They got to carry this story with them now all the way to the grave. And we never have money for therapy. We never have money for therapy. And now they got a bond set for Darnell Jones, who he admitted to snatching up his daughter from the custody of a grandmother. I mean, they got his bond set at $4 million and he just clicked out. He just checked out. You just never know what, you understand what I'm saying? These guys are checking out. So we got to take it back old school, with a husband looking out for the wife and a wife looking out for the husband, so we can check on each other. And then when we see one another on the verge of checking out, we can get some help from one another, right? Peace and black power to you, family. Thank you guys much for listening and hanging out, beloved. This is indeed Real Black Content From Podcast. Hey man, it's your brother V, man. I'm gonna get it with you guys later. Peace, beloved, and more peace.
Now, with breaking news.
And that breaking new information tonight as we come on the air in the Kei'Mani Latigue murder investigation. Toledo police executing several search warrants, including where the suspect, Darnell Jones, Kei'Mani's father, lived on the east side. 13 Action News learning it was Jones' girlfriend who helped police with key evidence in the case. The woman who asked that we not show her face, telling Action News Jones called her last Friday and wanted her to turn off the cameras at the home. She got suspicious and didn't turn off those cameras. She says she was in the bathroom when a relative saw Jones move some things out of his SUV, brought them into the house, and hid them under the basement stairs. She called police, who got a search warrant and took the evidence.
What did he hide under your stairs?
It was like a mat for the back of your truck, not a pickup, but SUV. You know, when you lay your seats down and you put that rubber mat in there to protect the back of your seats in case you're hauling something. That's what he rolled up and put in my basement. And his work boots, which were caked with mud, and he hadn't worked in a while.
And she tells us once Jones noticed the items were gone, she never saw him again, but that he did call her from Columbus. And that's when she told police where to find him.
Thanks for listening. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Google, Anchor, Spotify, and Facebook. Also, Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the podcast. Your opinion of what you just heard is important to the platform. So yes, beloved, your comments are the engine and fuel to the machine. Stay blessed and have a powerful day.